people, welcome back to the channel. Trust you guys are really doing great. If this is your first time coming across this channel, I'm Chinwe. Thank you guys for always coming back to support this channel. I really do appreciate. So today I came across this video, this young man telling the blacks all they need to hear, like what they need to hear. I didn't make it up anyways. Let's hear from.
Stitch this and tell me something that the black community needs to hear, like ASAP. I'll go first. We have got to stop wasting our time trying to educate and change people who have made it abundantly clear that they do not care about us. And we have got to stop pushing our way into spaces that do not want us there and instead make our own spaces and return the favor.
You hear him? He said blacks should stop pushing their way to spaces that don't want to stay and make their own space. It's a fact. Lots of people have a lot to say, so let's dive into it.
Stitch this and tell me something that the black community needs to hear.
One, black capitalism will not save us. You're closer to being homeless than you are to Jeff Bezos. Everybody can't be wealthy, and plus most billionaires aren't even good people. Two, black men, read a book that's about something other than gaining capital and manipulating people. I don't care about Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or 48 Laws of Power. Go get therapy. Three, we need actual year-round unity that isn't just us coming together every other year when somebody virally gets killed. Y'all won't care about the black plight when it's marketable. Four, just because they're rich doesn't mean they're a healthy example of what you should be. Stop looking up to rappers and rapper baby mamas. You look stupid in that bubble chain and them fuzzy slides.
Stitch this and tell me something that the black community needs to hear.
There's a problem with anti-Semitism in our community. And I know a lot of y'all's visceral reaction to this is going to be, well, what about the racism in the Jewish community? There is racism in the Jewish community. Because there's racism in the Jewish community and anti-Semitism in the black community, both communities are harming members of their community who are like me, standing in the middle, black Jews. Not only that, but both communities are then inverting the same oppression that is used to oppress them onto the other community. We need to recognize that both anti-blackness and anti-Semitism are global. In order for us to reach collective liberation, we're going to have to challenge those biases and assumptions that we've made about communities that share our struggles.
Stitch this and tell me something that the black community needs to hear.
I recently was looking for a nanny for my daughter and I posted, hey, does anybody know any nannies in this area? Must be black. People were laughing like, yo, you crazy, bro. People being upset like, bro, why you being racist or counter racist or whatever they make up? One of the problems in our community is that some people believe that white superiority and white God complex starts when you're older. But nah, it starts when you're a baby. You know that at 6 months old, some babies can recognize race. So when you're growing up as a black child and your daycare sitter is white and your doctor is white and your teachers are white and the managers at the store is white, you think your child is going to subconsciously believe who are the professionals of the world, the superior and who are the inferior people of the world. Oh, it's really young, trust me.
You heard what he said. It's not as if he's trying to play racist. No. I think I understand where he's going. He don't want her daughter to grow up and meet only white people around her. That's why he requested for a black nanny when he was looking for her nanny. Okay, let's hear more.
Stitch this and tell me something that the black community needs to hear.
Let your kids talk back. Let them talk back. And this is what I mean, just to be clear. We have a premise or a notion as black people that white children are to flip at the mouth. And it's not that they're flip, not in all cases. Sometimes they're disrespectful. Cultural norms are different. But their flipness is rooted in advocacy. And I've seen too many children as an educator and in general get caught up behind some disciplinary action because they've learned respectability politics, which is to not speak unless spoken to say yes, and anything that an adult says is right, and that you can't call an adult out and say that they're wrong. And so white children have the jump on advocacy skills and black children lag behind, in my opinion. So let your children talk back.
Bitch this and tell me something that the black community needs to hear.
Bring it forward so that you understand where I'm coming from. Let's go. Black community, you know how annoying it is when like you got a black person walking up to you and they hear the way you talk, and then the one question out their mouth is, why are you talking white? Bitch, it's talking proper. It's proper English. I'm sorry if I was raised by a smart ass black woman that taught me how to talk. She hated slang intellect. She hated all of that shit. No, I'm being so serious. My mom hated that slang talk. Like if in the slightest, like I even sounded like I was talking slang, my mom would slap the shit out of me and she would correct me. That's just how it was. All right, my mom didn't play that shit. That, or she would just literally ask me a question and be like, are you all right? Because you don't sound like you okay. Like, my mom literally thought something was wrong with me.
Bitch this and tell me something that the black community needs to hear.
As well. Stop enlisting in the military. It's another form of tokenism where they're dangling all these things at you that are only going to be given to white people at the end of the day. Be that high-powered jobs, high-ranking jobs, be that veterans benefits, be that like healthcare. Like it's all a big sham, and they show examples of like tokenized successful, typically white, but they'll tokenize other ones in order to boost enlistment. But it's all sham, especially the education behind it. So stop enlisting, and together we can stop funding this big war monster, this big money machine that's this country, rather than like fighting.
Bitch this and tell me something that the black community needs to hear. Ditch my own video, don't judge me. Just because a white person or a non-black person goes to an HBCU, that does not make them an honorary black person. Sorry to break it to you. Just because a white person or a non-black person grew up in the hood, that doesn't make them an honorary black person. Please stop giving attention to problematic black people like Christian Walker and Kevin Samuels and people alike, because y'all do realize that whenever we have their names in our mouths and on our social medias, we're only giving them what they want, which is attention from pissing us off. Stop doing it. On that note, can we also stop giving attention to racists and people who mock black people? It's okay to check them, but they should not be able to build an entire platform off of our outrage. Hitting your child is not the only way to punish them, and when they grow up, they're going to think that that's the only way that they can solve their problems in life. Black celebrities and black athletes need to donate to HBCUs and impoverished black neighborhoods. Stop generalizing other black people in the African diaspora. Bitch this and tell me something that the black community needs to hear.
It's time to decolonize your parenting. Raising your children in an environment of fear, violence, and intimidation is directly passed to us through the slave trade, and it needs to stop. Also, please start going to therapy for the generational trauma you most definitely have.
Bitch this and tell me something that the black community needs to hear.
Most black people can care less about the war going on with Russia and Ukraine. And the reason why we can care less is because we're still fighting a war in our own hoods. I'm still worried about my own kind, more so than I'm worried about any threat from outside of this country. Do I think that China and Russia are threats to this country? Absolutely. But I'm more worried about little Daquan or little Pookie. We still killing each other in the hood. We still stealing from each other in the hood. We're still jealous of each other in the hood. Police are still killing us and getting off, and they still putting drugs and guns in the hood. So before anybody says that, oh, but you're an American, you're supposed to stand up and fight for your country, I'm going to say this to you. The only 2 times that me as a black man is known as an American is either if I'm in the Olympics or if I'm fighting a war. Any other
Bitch this and tell me something that the black community needs to hear.
Gotta hold our media responsible for how they portray us. Our black media often portrays us in a negative light, and we let them get away with it. That's got to stop.
Bitch this and tell me something that the black community needs to hear.
A representative of the white community, I come to tell you that not every white person is racist. I am, but not everybody else.
So guys, that is all for the video. Do you think there is more things the blacks need to hear? Just state it down below in the comment section so that we'll talk about it in the comment section. So guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you'll be part of the family. See you in my next video. Bye.